guys, today we're gonna learn thin layer chromatography, TLC. TLC is a simple but extremely powerful analytical tool. So it can give you a way to monitor your reaction so you will know how the reaction is progressing and you know when to stop the reaction. TLC plate can be made of plastic, glass, or metal. These materials are usually covered by one layer of stationary phase. For example, silica is one of the most common stationary phase on the TLC plate. Sometimes you can see alumina on the TLC plate as well. Alumina is less acidic than silica, so when you have a compound decomposed in acidic condition, you will use aluminum plate instead of silica plate. The lower spot is always more polar than the upper spot. The reason is that silica contains OH group. It is a really polar functional group, so the silica would like to stick strongly with polar compound, and this is why the polar compound is hard to go through the TLC plate from the bottom to the up. The nonpolar compound is easier to go up to the top of the plate because there's less interaction between nonpolar compound with the polar silica plate. Once the compound has been spot on the baseline of the TLC plate, we have to use eluent to run the TLC plate. This eluent we use normally contain one nonpolar solvent and one polar solvent. We use different ratio of nonpolar and polar solvent to adjust the polarity of our eluent. Suitable polarity of eluent will bring your spot on the middle of the TLC plate. When you pour your eluent into TLC chamber, your amount of eluent shouldn't be higher than the baseline of the TLC plate. Normally, we would use hexane as nonpolar solvent, ether acetate as polar solvent. We change the ratio of these two solvents to get the right polarity we want. If your compound is really polar, you probably have to use a little bit methanol. Methanol is a really polar solvent. It can bring your really polar compound go up on the plate. However, too much methanol will dissolve your silica, so your amount of methanol should not be higher than 10% in your eluent. So now I want to show you an example when you use a nonpolar combination, 4 ml nonpolar hexane with 1 ml polar ether acetate. We're going to call this eluent A. Imagine we have our compound already spot on the middle line of the plate. Our eluent A will be used to run this TLC plate. So you will see our spots will go up on the TLC plate with the eluent go up. Next, we're going to prepare our eluent B. This time our eluent B will be made by 1 ml nonpolar hexane with 4 ml polar ether acetate. So imagine again we have our compound already spot on the last line of the TLC plate, and we're gonna use our eluent B to run this TLC plate. This time our spot will go even further to the up because our eluent is much polar than eluent A. So we now understand the fundamental of thin layer chromatography. Next video, I'm going to show you what kind of question you will be asked in the exam related to thin layer chromatography. Thank you so much for watching my video.